I'm Motley Fool Canada Senior Analyst Nick Seipel, and this is the 5 Minute Major, here to make you a smarter investor in about 5 minutes. Today, we're discussing CI Financial's 12.1 billion Canadian dollar enterprise value deal to go private. My guest today is Hidden Gems Canada lead advisor Jim Gillies. Jim, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for the invite and the discussion, Nick.
Jim, we've got a big deal to discuss today on Monday, November 25th. Canadian wealth management giant CI Financial announced it had agreed to go private at $32 per share in an all-cash deal to be acquired by Abu Dhabi-based Mubadala Capital. Jim, you've been following CI Financial for some time. What did you make of the deal?
Yeah, I've been following it for a while. I've owned it for 2 decades on and off myself, recommended it in a couple of foolish newsletters. I was unsurprised that something happened, and yet surprised that it was this definitive. What I've actually been expecting over the past few years, CI has been really diligently and somewhat aggressively, frankly, building up a U.S. Wealth management arm that they call Corient. And in fact, about a year and a half ago, year and 4 months ago, this same Abu Dhabi-based investors were at least partially involved with, they took on CI, that is. CI took on an investment in the U.S. wealth management business called Corient. Okay. They took in $1 billion U.S. stake, in part funded by the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, as well as Bain Capital, the state of Wisconsin for some reason. Anyway, that was a little odd. But Abu Dhabi was involved there. At the time, you take $1 billion investment for 20% of 20% stake in a sub area of the business. It was a little weird because the entire market cap of CI at the time was about 2.6 billion Canadian dollars. The enterprise value, so cash or the market cap plus net debt, was 5.7 billion Canadian. And here was an investment in Corient that valued just Corient at 5 billion US. So this was one reason why we had it in a couple services. I was actually expecting, what I was expecting to come down the pipe in the next couple of years was the IPO, the US IPO of Corient. And that may in fact happen in the next couple of years. But I was not expecting that the entirety of CI would be, that the Abu Dhabi, the investors here, Mubadala Capital, would move to buy the whole thing. That did genuinely surprise me.
Yeah, Jim, this is the biggest investment I can remember of a Middle East investor in Canada. Any chance that impacts closing in the deal, given that this entire Canadian business is being taken private? Or on the other hand, do you think we could see more of these deals of large Middle East investment companies becoming involved in the Canadian market?
Well, I'm not sure, sir, Middle Eastern, but I'm going to go just general foreign takeovers, or maybe foreign takeovers that aren't U.S. companies. But I look back to 2010, Australian giant BHP Billiton was trying to take over Potash Corp of Canada, which had previously been the largest company in Canada. The government of the day blocked it, said it wouldn't be a net benefit to the country. And why that's interesting to me today is, yes, I think this deal could fall through, but it won't be because the people involved somehow don't want it to be. I mean, the insiders are rolling some equity. The chairman, Bill Holland, is rolling some equity. Everybody's praising the deal in the press release today. Well, one of the subheadings in the deal press release made me pause. And this comes ahead of any of the transaction details or the board recommendation. There is a section about a third or even a quarter of the way through the press release. The title is Benefits to Canada. This to me sounds like the people involved here are expecting the Canadian government to take a look at this as a potential foreign takeover, similar to BHP proposing to take over potash, and going, no. I think they are worried that the Canadian government might prevent this, and so they're trying to get out ahead and not detail the benefits, potential benefits to shareholders, but benefits to the country. And they talk about, maintaining leadership, maintaining jobs, maintaining headquarters, and most importantly, maintaining CI's philanthropic support of charitable organizations across Canada. I thought that was interesting, and yes, I think it could signal that they are at least worried the deal will fall through.
Yeah, we'll see where things go from here. This may not be the last episode in this transaction, but in the near term, shares of CI Financial up significantly today. So certainly a happy day for shareholders. Jim, thanks for joining us for this edition of the 5 Minute Major. Hope folks will join us again next time.
Thank you.